Hi YouTube, this is Danielle Hayden with the Hayden Group and Keller Williams Ann Arbor. For all you agents out there, I wanted to make a quick video because things are changing pretty rapidly from state to state with the COVID-19 pandemic, and it is affecting real estate as it is affecting everything. And so I wanted to just share a little bit of the knowledge that I do have about what to expect in the next couple of days, maybe. So currently, our realtor friends in California are under a shelter-in-place law or ordinance where they are not to leave the home. I did speak with our operating principal of our market center out there, and she did clarify that real estate has not been deemed an essential service, and therefore realtors are asked to stay home. They are asked not to have face-to-face contact with their buyers and sellers currently. We are still waiting to see how this plays out for current transactions. We have been told that title has been deemed an essential service for economic purposes, and so therefore closings are not necessarily not gonna happen, but there's some auxiliary parts of the transaction that I'm very curious to hear about. And so if you are in California, and you know more than I do, please go ahead and comment below, because I think there's a strong possibility Michigan could also be going into shelter in place, maybe even today. So one of the questions that I have is, how are you seeing this affect appraisals? How are you seeing this affect inspections? So for realtors across the world right now, one of the tips that I have heard for appraisals, if appraisals are still happening in your area, is go ahead and ask your clients to leave gloves and booties and sanitizers right at the front door, and to make sure all lights are on and all doors are open so that the appraiser doesn't actually have to open or close doors or touch anything. Now, with that said, I don't know if y'all are just gonna stand outside and allow for the appraiser to come in without going through the lockbox. If someone has to use the lockbox, you're definitely going to want to sanitize your lockbox and your doorknob after they enter, and provide some hand sanitizer or gloves for them either outside of the door or right inside the door. So just give a little thought to that. In terms of inspections, we have already had some complications happen with our transactions. So for example, the county is closed, and therefore two things are not happening currently. One is the time of sale program for well and septic inspections and approval seems to be shut down. So we did have a well and septic inspection. We have our paperwork, but we need to get our letter of authorization from the county saying that we are cleared to go ahead and transfer this property. In Washtenaw County, we are not able to transfer property until we have that time of sale authorization from the county. So we're still trying to figure out when they're coming back. Are they going to start to work remotely? We have not had our communications answered in that regard. So unfortunately, if we are in Washtenaw County and we have a time of sale requirement, we may not be able to close right away. We may have to defer. We may have to talk to the title companies about signing affidavits to hold the seller accountable after closing, and the buyer would have to agree to that. So we'll update you as we know more. With that said, potentially home inspections could happen remotely without any person-to-person contact. Potentially appraisals could happen the same way. It sounds like there's a plan in place for closings. So there's just a few gaps right now for our clients that are current active buyers and sellers that are under contract. So we as the Hayden Group, I'm not gonna lie, we've been struggling a little bit to figure out what our best practices are right now, because on the one hand, we know that there are people who need to buy and sell. We know we have a fiduciary responsibility to our current active clients. However, we also know we have a social responsibility. So I'm a little torn. I haven't quite made up my mind yet about where I see our role fitting in currently with our active searching buyers, or people who feel like, yes, they want to go ahead and list the home right now. Virtual showings are great. However, if we were to provide gloves, let's say at a listing, my mind immediately goes to the doctors that don't have gloves or aren't going to have gloves in the near future. And so that's sort of where my head is at. I will definitely keep you posted as I mentally work through, how to assist these buyers and sellers in a world where we can't be face to face and perhaps maybe not even leave our home. But for right now, I think that the Hayden Group is going to simply put showings on hold. And we're going to ask for a lot of cooperation from buyers and sellers to show homes virtually. And I don't know what that's going to mean for business. But my concern right now, first and foremost, is our fiduciary duty to our current clients who are under contract. Until we can feel certain that we're doing everything in our power for them, I don't really feel like we can take on any active business right now, which I don't know how my coach is going to feel about that when we have our coaching call today. So tell us where you are. Tell us how you see COVID affecting your business right now. And let's be solution oriented and not problem oriented. So tell us what your problem is, but tell us where your mind is at in terms of how to solve it. Things are changing really rapidly, and I don't expect the governors to come out and specifically address how all of this affects each industry. So we're looking at our state associations, we're looking at our local, which often are deferring to our state. We're looking at the National Association of Realtors. Most of the information there I found is not helping us as much as our state information. So Michigan Realtors or California Association of Realtors, look at all those. I'm going to encourage all you realtors to go ahead and videotape yourself, put it on YouTube, tag it with COVID-19, coronavirus, real estate, Florida, Michigan, whatever, so that we can start to share and connect with one another about what we do see happening around us and strategies to continue to assist our clients while still doing our social duty of, staying home to protect our doctors and our nurses and our ambulance drivers, frankly. I hope this helped you. Keep your chin up as much as you can. If you need a mental break, take it. I know when we're in business, it's there's always a sense of guilt if you're not actively trying to move the business along and bring in opportunities for your buyer and seller. For your agents, your buying and selling agents. My employees are on my mind right now. And I also know that if I don't take care of myself and press pause and get a good night's sleep and maybe shut the lights off and the TV off and just not hear anything for a minute, then I'm not going to be good to anyone. So I hope you're all doing well. Enjoy this time with your family as much as you can. Take care of yourselves. Please let us know your questions. Subscribe for more updates. We plan on posting almost daily to just sort of keep people abreast of what we see going on. And with love from Michigan, this is Danielle Hayden.